Plenty to digest from Ohio State's 14-7 victory over Texas in week 1 of the Buckeyes season. They take down the number 1 team in the country, and the reactions are pouring in from all over. We're going to talk about what happened in this one, how people are reacting, what to take away, and if it's an overreaction, proper reaction, or underreaction. A lot to do with the Buckeyes as they defeat Texas and move on with their season. And yet with this game, there's so much to talk about. Ohio State needing just 2 scores to get this one done. I thought it was a really fun game. A lot happened in it. And again, we are going to break down the reactions, proper, over, under. A lot to get into here in the show. We appreciate you joining us on the Ohio State Football Report. We're going right to you to begin this one. You want Ohio State to repeat as national champs? You got to type me down in the chat. This will help them do it again back to back. The vibes are high after the victory. I think this is very reasonable. Just type that me real quick, and it will help Ohio State win another national championship. Should the Buckeyes be the number 1 team in the country? They were number 3 going into this game in the AP poll, 2 in the coaches poll. But, 3 is what we were really going by. Texas, number 1 in the country, and they took them down. Home or otherwise, they beat the number 1 team in the country. The question now flows over to, should Ohio State be number 1? I think that's a proper reaction. The Buckeyes absolutely should be number 1. You took down the number 1 team. You were already highly ranked. You probably should have been at least 2, maybe 1 in that discussion being returning national champs. And I think you proved a lot to the voters, whether it be AP, you proved a lot to other coaches. I think that spot should go to the Buckeyes. A look at how things stood preseason. We took you through that AP poll. Georgia, Clemson, Ohio State, Penn State, Texas. Penn State was the hot button team, right? A lot of people getting in on Penn State. Should they be too? What makes them so great? They can't even beat the Buckeyes. Now it looks like after just 1 week and 1 game, Ohio State can jump Penn State and get to that number 1 spot. The Nittany Lions just going against Nevada today took care of business, but it's only Nevada, right? Meanwhile, Ohio State taking down Texas to begin their season. What do you think on this? Should Ohio State be ranked number 1? Should they be the number 1 team in the country? Type Y for yes, type N for no. The second overreaction to break down here, the Heisman campaign that I personally have spoken about plenty with Jeremiah Smith. Is it in danger? Is it already canceled after just 1 performance? Geez, I mean, this was the second coming, the next great NFL wide receiver, and just 1 mediocre Saturday, and the Heisman's ripped out of his hands and was already given to him, or what's the situation there? I think we have an overreaction here. There's a lot of football left in this season. There's 2 massive games left, to say the least. You got other good games too, but Ohio State still has Penn State. They've got Michigan. They've got other tough matchups. I think Smith has plenty of ground to make up and still put together a Heisman-esque season. I didn't love the performance today. I thought he had to go big to really benefit to the Buckeyes. I thought he had to have, that big game and a big moment and a big day to help Ohio State win. Under 10 catches, under 100 yards. Not what you wanted to see from Jeremiah Smith, but for me personally, I know how much football's left. I know how much he can do, especially from what he did today. I still thought he did some good things today, so I could see him getting things back on track. I think it's an overreaction to think now he's not in the Heisman conversation. Today's show is sponsored by Prize Picks. Football season is back. So is Prize Picks, the best daily fantasy sports app. Prize Picks is the best place to win real money this football season. Very easy to play Prize Picks, as you just pick more or less on stat projections on 2 to 6 player lineups. If you get your lineup right, you can win up to 2,000 times your money. That's right. So you can turn $10 into $20,000 with certain Prize Picks lineups. Lineups like this, we're looking at the Dak Prescott max discount. So it's a 3-player lineup. Taking a look, Dak with this one, more than half a passing yard. Xavier Worthy, more than 3.5 rushing yards. And Ashton Genty, more than half a rushing or receiving touchdown. Great example of a 3-player lineup. What you want to do now, download the Prize Picks app. You can use code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks, run your game. Link in the comments and description to get started today. We appreciate Prize Picks for sponsoring today's Ohio State football report. Did Julian Sayin just out-duel Arch Manning? Sayin, who enters his redshirt freshman year, hasn't started a game for the Buckeyes, under 30 snaps as a quarterback in college football, and he just took down a guy that people are asking, are you going to the draft or not this year? Because we want to take you number one. Sayin out-dueled Arch. I think it's a proper reaction. Arch Manning was not good enough today for Texas. Texas got one score, and I think it was reviewed by the refs, probably poorly called by the refs. I thought the ball hit the ground. Arch did what he did running-wise. I expected that, and he still made some nice plays there, but he didn't do enough to win. He didn't help his team win. He didn't guide his team to a win. 17 of 30 is okay on paper, but overthrows, underthrows, a bad energy, just looked shook in the shoe today. You needed Arch Manning to be really, really good to beat Ohio State in Columbus in week 1. Arch Manning was not that. Flip side of the coin, Julian Sayin. You needed him to be steady. Get the job done. Make the right plays. Don't turn the ball over. Be a proper and straight ahead quarterback for us today. Don't try to do too much. That's what Sayin did. 13 of 20, 126 yards, 1 touchdown on an underthrown ball. I think that ball's a great example. Underthrown, but you got it there, right? That's your definition of the game today for Sayin. No interceptions. I think it's a proper reaction to say that Julian Sayin, the redshirt freshman, out-dueled Arch Manning. We've talked Manning, we've talked Sayin, we have talked so much football so far, and there's so much more to talk as we go forward on the Ohio State Football Report. Be sure to subscribe for great content, free content. Get involved. You're in the know when you're subscribed, so be sure to do so. Ryan Day is clutch in big games. 4 playoff wins, followed up by beating the number 1 team in the country. I think that warrants a proper reaction. Day is clutch. He is entering a new era for himself as a head coach. He put it to bed with the winning the national title. He won so many big games in a row. That's now 5. He's just been on a roll, both as a coach and his teams themselves are playing at a high level right now. Ohio State wasn't overly impressive. They weren't overly flashy. They didn't have highlight after highlight after highlight today. They got it done for their coach. He coached them into a situation where they were able to get out there and win a big game against Texas. I think Ryan Day absolutely is a clutch coach. I think he's built himself into that, and now he's going to lean into that and go. What's your confidence level in Ryan Day? Scale it for me 1 to 10 in the comment section down below. I'll say I was at like a 7 last year after the playoff run and where we're at now. I'm definitely at a 9, comfortable 9, feeling good about coach. He's earned it. He deserves it, and you love to see it. I had James Peoples and CJ Donaldson as co-starting running backs. They were the starting running backs. Are we down to just one? Is it just CJ Donaldson? Is he the starting running back for the Buckeyes? We're going to go overreaction there. It was a big day for Donaldson. He should be proud of what he did. He was exactly what Ohio State needed. Similar to Sayin, he was what they needed at the running back position. He's put on some muscle, physical running back between the tackles, knocking around blockers, getting through those holes, pushing. That drive where he finally scored, it was 10 carries for 31 yards and a touchdown at that point. Ohio State really needed him just to go, finally find a way down the field. Finishes the day with 19 for 67. Not what we're used to, Ohio State running back-wise. Donaldson was perfect for today. He was perfect for the Texas defense. He was exactly what they needed to really work off a very good defensive line and just find a way to move the ball. Look, 2 scores got it done. He had one of them. Flip side of the coin, James Peoples. Stopped at the line constantly, bashed around, looked very small out there. I hated to see it because I hyped up James Peoples. I'm very excited for what he's supposed to be this season for Ohio State. Donaldson had a nice day. He was the perfect running back to beat Texas today. Throughout the season, don't give up on James Peoples. I think there's a lot left there.